Welcome everyone, this is ZOZO Stock Watch, and this is your stock watch list for Monday, September 25th. So let's go ahead, before I get into the stock watch list, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the markets and see what's going on. Notice the strength here on the weekly chart for the SPY. We're up here at the all-time highs here on the SPY. So even with the Korean tensions, the healthcare bill not going through, the FOMC meeting from Wednesday and the possible chance of the FOMC, the Fed raising the rates in December, market's still strong, holding above the 10 SMA on the weekly chart. If we look at it on the daily chart, though, it seems a little bit like it might be, rolling over a bit. We'll see what's going to happen with the overnight futures and how the market is tomorrow. But we are below the 10 SMA, and the 5 EMA is crossing the 10 SMA here on the daily chart for the SPY. So we have to keep an eye on that. As far as the QQQ, that one kind of rolled over a bit. Now we're at this 144 spot, and we're also at the 50 SMA, the blue line you see here. So traders are going to be watching this 144 and the 50 SMA, and that's at 143.98. So that 144 spot for the QQQ is very important. As far as the IBB, this one kind of rolling over a bit too. We came up to that 337 area, and we are below the 10, below the 5, below the 20 SMA on the daily chart. But if we look at it on a weekly chart, just a slight pullback here on the weekly chart, and we are still above and strong above the 10 SMA on the IBB. If we look at the IWM, this is the Russell 2000 ETF, and you see we're pushing up to new highs up near that 144.67 and then that 145 spot, and you see the nice channel here on the weekly chart. We came off the 50 SMA, pushed up, and now it looks like it wants to power up and up to new highs. So IWM is definitely the new leader out here. IWC also, the micro caps, and that bounced off that 84 level, and we're looking once again at a weekly chart, the 50 SMA. And if we look at it on the daily, you see this beautiful run we've had since, let's see, that's August 21st. All right, we made that bottom here and off around 84, and we've been powering up ever since. And now we're coming up to about that 91 and change spot. And so we'll see what they want to do here after that really nice run. We've been riding the 5 EMA on the IWC. Also, we will take a look at the IYT because a lot of Dow Jones theorists, if the transports can continue up, that's usually good for the Dow Jones. So we're coming up to this 175.75 spot. We hit it back here in July, and now we're right back up near it. So we're going to have to see the reaction here on the IYT. All right, so keep your eye on that, see if we're going to power up. And speaking of the Dow Jones 30, we'll take a look at the Dow Jones on the daily chart. A little bit of a pullback here to the 5 EMA, obviously not much damage, very strong, been riding the 5 EMA, holding above the 10 SMA and the other fast moving averages after the nice bounces off the 50 SMA. If we look at it on the weekly chart, we've just been riding this 10 SMA on the weekly chart. So that's some of your markets. I would say the ones we have to watch are the IBB, the QQQ right now, and then of course the IYT to see if that's going to power up and move up. All right, so that's some of the markets, and now we'll get ready for tomorrow, Monday the 25th. So folks, just a brief announcement here on Monday, September 25th at 6 p.m. and also Thursday, September 28th at 6 p.m. We're going to be doing webinars this week, so you're more than welcome to come to the Monday one or the Thursday one, or come to both if you have the time. It'll be on day trading, swing trading, and about me and about my service. So if you want to come check that out, if you don't need to, actually come to the webinar and you just want to join, you can join for a weekly subscription for $29.95. All right, normally goes for $39.95. We took some percentages off of that, so it's $29.95. Or you can get our monthly for $79.20. And then all the prices are reduced right now 20%. So you can lock in your prices, and you can come join me and trade with me for swing trading and day trading. So if you're working a job, you can actually get on my private feed. You can get SMS mobile text to your phone, and you can be involved with our swing trades. For the day trades, you'd have to be in the Omnovia chat room, and you're more than welcome to do that too. So it's one price for whatever you decide to do. You get the private feed, you get the Omnovia room, you get my screen share. If you're a day trader, swing trader, or even a long-term trader, and you want me to look at some stocks for you, I'm glad to do that. So come join us, take advantage of this discount. And if you want to learn more about me and see what my service is about, come Monday, September 25th, 6 p.m., or come Thursday, September 28th at 6 p.m., or come to both. Thanks for listening. All right, so let's take a look at what's going on for Monday, the 25th of September. Companies that are going to be reporting earnings for Monday. Before the bell, we have this PTN. All right, so not a big important stock there, but before the market, PTN. After hours on the Monday, we have ASNA, Red Hat, RHT, and SNX. So that'll be earnings after the bell for Monday. As far as your economic information, we do have some Fed speak at 8:30 a.m. William Dudley, Chicago Fed National Activity Index, and that's at 8:30. 10:30 we have the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Survey, and then we get back into more Fed speak. We have 12:40 p.m. Charles Evans, 6:30 Fed speak Neil Kashkari. So that's some of your Fed speak in red. The big day will be when Janet Yellen speaks at around 10 minutes to 12 o'clock in that area, and that's for Tuesday. So something to just be aware of for Tuesday, okay? For your earnings conference calls for Monday, we have NTZ. That'll be at 10 o'clock. PTN, they will be having their conference call at 11 o'clock. As far as your after hours conference calls, that'll be 5 p.m. And also SNX will be at 5 p.m. And this is courtesy of Earnings Cast and our nice economic calendar brought to you by the good folks at the Trade Exchange. So let's go ahead and take a look at the watch list for tomorrow. ACRX is on my watch list. It's a nice looking daily chart. Needs a little bit more volume, but it did get over 800,000 shares on Friday. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one to see if there's any type of continuation move and to see if there's any volume that comes in, any more volume that comes into on ACRX. I don't really like this 5-minute chart. It's kind of like one of those barcode charts. But it was getting some volume Friday, so we'll see what it wants to do on Monday. Doesn't hurt to have it on a chart. As far as AGRX, this one popped, and this one I believe had news for over the weekend. Just let me check that for you. AGRX, orphan drug designation for treatment. All right, so AGRX did get the orphan drug designation. And here's the 5-minute chart. So it was a kind of a strong chart on for the 5-minute on Friday. 600,000 shares traded and got up to 410. So this one, the chart is setting up here. It's over the 50 SMA. So we'll see with that designation if this wants to maybe make a move. ANGI, if you're a swing trader, you may want to take a look at ANGI. It's been popping and kind of pushing up again. So keep an eye on Angie after this big gap up on ANGI. ARDM, nice pop, nice action, 6 million shares. So I have to keep this one on watch. We are maybe trying to fill this gap back here. And so we'll see if we can get a continuation move over this maybe 275, 280 mark to break over $3 on ARDM. Like I said, nice volume on Friday. ARLZ, nice pop, nice volume, over 4 million shares traded. We got as high as 196, so a lot of traders are going to be watching that 190 for the $2 break area on ARLZ. CAPR, nice pop on Thursday, the 19th, and I actually traded this one and was involved with this pop, so we had a very nice trade in the CAPR. And now we've pulled back a couple of sticks. We're right back here at the 5 EMA. We're holding over $2, so we'll see if we get a continuation move in that name. CBIO, this one also got a orphan drug designation for treatment, and this one was trading up at 490 in the after hours on Friday. This is a 5-minute pre-post market chart you're looking at. And so CBIO, maybe there'll be some action in this name for Monday. CDNA, all right, this one, holding below my 400 SMA here. Did pop and pulled back at 330. The 330 price. So we'll see if this one wants to maybe clear the highs from Friday, 312, 315 in that area, and see if there's any type of a continuation move in CDNA. Volume was a little bit light on Friday. That's the one concern on that one. CLMT, this is a oil, gas, and refining name. And it looks like it's trying to maybe get over this $8 spot. If you look at some of the other names in refining, we have VLO making a powerful move. PSX also making a strong move. CLMT, maybe folks want to get involved in this one, but I would watch for that $8 break on CLMT. Next one up is a retailer, CON. And this could be a possible swing trade if you can get over $22.90, $23 on CONN. There's probably a lot of shorts in this name because it is a retailer, so you might get a nice continuation for a swing trade in CONN. EARS, nice pop on this name on Friday over almost 2 million shares traded in the name. It is stuck below the 200 SMA though on EARS. So that's the one thing I don't like about it, but I'll keep an eye on it, see if it wants to maybe clear the 200 SMA, which is currently at about 86 cents, and then maybe we get that 90-cent break, and then up through the $1 mark. EKSO, this one had news on, I believe it was Friday, and a nice pop here, and we'll see if there's any type of continuation move or setup intraday on EKSO. ETRM, this one had a nice volume pop, expanding volume as you can see on ETRM. It drove up and pulled right back down, but let's see if it can maybe get a continuation move or a reset over that 205, 210 area for ETRM. FCEL, you have names like PLUG popping. Also you have FTech, I believe that popped up. So maybe this FCEL wants to join the party. BLDP has been also been making a nice move here, and that looks like a nice chart also on Ballard Power. And let's go back to Plug, and you see Plug popped, pulled back to the 5 EMA. So maybe this fuel cell wants to get going. So I'll have that one on watch. And you see it broke out of this consolidation here. It's riding the 5 EMA. Looks like $1.80 is giving it a little bit of resistance right now. Almost 3 million shares came into the name on Friday. So one to watch, I think. Might even be a possible swing trade in this name. GES, another retailer, apparel stores. Nice chart here, starting to break up over the fast moving averages. 1 million shares came in. We had a high of 1608. So maybe 1610 is enough to get it going. And then we have another catalyst, I guess, 1643 after that. So keep your eye on this one. The chart is setting up really nice after their earnings pop. The gap up here, and then it's kind of just flagging out here. So keep your eye on GES. HPQ, they just laid off, I think, 5% of their workforce. And so, Wall Street likes that when they're cutting costs. For this one, it's a heavy stock, but looking to break that 20 spot on HPQ. So you might want to watch this Hewlett Packard and see if it wants to break that 20 spot. As far as HTBX, now this is an under $1 name, and some of my followers, they like these $1 names. If it can get up maybe over 70 cents, just once again, be aware that you have that 200 SMA up there at 74 cents. For me, I think I'd wait for it to break that 75 cents, get over this 200 SMA on HTBX. But if you like these under $1 names, this one is starting to turn up and starting to heat up. IZEA, big pop on Friday. Internet content and information, big volume. So this one has to be on watch to see if it can set up intraday, maybe some kind of, red to green or some consolidation on a 5-minute chart and then the breakout. So we'll keep an eye on this IZEA. Next one is this KTOS and Security and Protection Services, and I think they just got a contract last week. So starting maybe to take out this 13 spot on KTOS, 4.6 million shares came in on Friday. So this one might be a good mover on on a continuation move and possible swing trade on KTOS. LGCY, small little oil name, starting to maybe turn the corner here. Only 200,000 shares. We had a high on Friday of 139, so maybe over that 140 spot on this name, LGCY. Not a favorite, but it is starting to turn that corner, so I figured I'd put it out there. NETE, once again, under $1 name, coming up to that 75 spot, so maybe over 77 cents. 6.8 million shares in NETE, and we'll see if this one wants to move for us. NLNK. Now, this is the one I've been watching. It's been pulling back. Finally, we get a green candle, and you see we got the pop here, and then the pullback. So there's some folks, obviously want to get out, and they got that nice pop on this candle. 4.8 million shares. Now let's see if we can get some type of continuation move. See if it wants to take out 12. I think it needs to take out at least 1080, and then take out 11, not 12, excuse me. So we got up to a high 1174. So let's see if we can take out like 1110 on this name, NLNK, and then maybe break out and get back over that high from Friday. So watch the 1110 area on this NLNK, and I'd prefer if this happened maybe later in the morning, like around after 10:30, somewhere in there. Okay, but we'll see how it sets up. NVFY, nice volume, nice pop. You see the pop that came in here on Thursday up to $1.90. Then they sold it off, but then they came right back in at the 5 EMA and they pushed it back up. So this NVFY home furnishings, there was other ones that were moving up too. Fork is a home furnishing, and that one was pushing up. And then the other one was the other one in that sector was this TPX. And I didn't have that one on my list, but this one was getting volume on Thursday, Friday. You see it's starting to turn back up. So maybe with the hurricanes, folks are going to get new fixtures and furnishings. So, watch this one if it can clear the highs on Friday, 63.96. So watch that 64 area. You might get a possible, swing trade in this TPX. Looks pretty good. And we are getting above the highs here, which was 63.90. So we're just below the highs there. On that was back in August 22nd, and then we have a high here on this date, which was 63.98 in July. So over that 64 spot, maybe TPX wants to push up and continue up. For the next one on my watch, we have Plug, and I spoke about that one. Nice pop, pullback, still holding the 5 EMA, so keep this one on watch. I would recommend this one for swing trading. It's very hard to day trade. It doesn't make easy moves up. So keep your eye on that Plug. Maybe it's a better swing trader. RDFN. This one is a recent IPO. And as you can see, we're back above the fast moving averages. Real estate services, and maybe that 28 break, 28.10 on RDFN for a possible continuation move in the name. Next one up is a solar name. Now, First Solar has been very strong, FSLR, very strong, and been holding the 50 SMA, and a nice pop. So you can watch this one too. There'll be a lot of eyes on First Solar. Had a high Friday of $53. So you can watch First Solar or SEDG. These look like the two strongest ones in the group. So this SEDG, I believe this is an Israeli company. 27.25 was the high. So if you get back over 27, you might get some type of continuation move. It is holding the 50 SMA. It held it here, and so did First Solar. It held the 50 SMA, held the 50 SMA, and then they're pushing it up. So maybe that SEDG will want to follow First Solar. Trip, this one had a takeover chatter around the name, right? And so it is, kind of consolidating here, basing 1.2 million shares on Friday. Let's see if it can clear that, 44.50 spot. We do have a high Thursday, 44.64. So maybe 44.55 will be enough for TRIP to get this one to move. VKTX, big pop on Friday. Nice volume, expanding volume here. Nice pop. So we'll see if this sets up intraday, maybe a red to green type of move on VKTX. Next one is ZGNX, and this one, nice pop. 1.2 million shares traded. Trying to get maybe back over the 10 SMA, 14.49. So maybe 14.55. And ZGNX, if it gets back above this 10 SMA, might move up. Drug manufacturing. Next one is ZIOP. Looks like it's kind of coiling here, right? So we are beneath, the 200 SMA, the green line you see right here. But if it can pop, maybe get over that 625 spot on ZIOP, we might get a push or a run in this name on ZIOP. Here's a couple of bonus names for you on the watch list. And so watching this DRNA, it's had a nice volume, over 1 million shares back here. Expanding volume, pushing up above the fast moving averages. So if this one can maybe clear that 466, 470 spot on DRNA, you might get a continuation move, small biotech name. So watch that 465, 470 spot on DRNA. Another one was EVOK. So this is your other bonus one. So looking to see if this one can maybe give us a continuation move. Volume a little bit light, but it is, setting up above the fast moving averages here. It does give occasionally some nice pops. Looking for the high of day here of 357 to get taken out, closed at 349. So EVOK, another one of these drug manufacturing stocks. So EVOK looks like it's maybe setting up here for a move. So keep an eye on that one also.